guys today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
So I'd have loved to do like a formal introduction though. But I'll allow you guys to do the introduction today. I wanted to say some beautiful things about you guys today, but I'll allow you guys to do the introduction. So pardon me if I didn't do that. So I'll start with my sister Jessica, right, to do the introductions. So Jessica,
Okay. As you already know, my name is Jessica, and I'm a mother. I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and what else? There's so much about me. I'm fun-loving, and I love meeting people, and I love God. So that's basically me. Yeah.
Then Osaye, just a few, even though I'll be going with Jessica a bit today because I know we've been talking for a while. So I'll allow Jessica to do a lot of talking today, even though I know she's on the quiet side.
That'll be a very good one. I'm Osaye. Mother Osaye Vense to be, let me call my name in full. My name is Osaye Vense Amadason. The Osaye Vense actually means God created me well. So that's the meaning of my name. So God created me well. All my life I've been into technology. I'm a father, a very proud father, I'm a proud dad. It's been being a dad is awesome. You know, when you have, I'm a proud and a very happy dad. You know, I'm a very proud and happy dad. And this is my lovely wife, and we have 2 kids. The best kids in the world. So that's it. That's just us. We live. We are down to 8 people, and we like to stay under the radar. And just always, achieving our dreams and achieving our goals to be together as couples. That's just it.
Okay. All right. So let me just even start the conversation. One of the things, I met Osaye. Osaye was the first person I met, even though I keep saying Jessica is my sister, and she's just meeting me for the first time. But I met Osaye last year, and one of the things that endeared me to Osaye was the fact that he never said anything outside the fact. Every conversation has to go come around his wife, right? So that was everything he said was his wife. His wife is me and my wife did this. Me and my wife did that. Me and my wife did this. And there was one even funny event that happened during the project. Osaye brought food for us, and he said his wife prepared that food for him to bring to the guys. So that was really. I don't see a lot of. Let me not put it this way. So I see some young family men. Let me relate it to the men because I relate more with the. So because I do more project with the guys and stuff, and I have more male friends. So I listen to them, but not all of them, right? Connect their conversations to their wives. And I noticed that quite a lot. So, and when I noticed that some young folks actually connect the conversations with their wife, I have a peculiar interest in that particular person and in how he narrates stories around his family and his wife. So you have a good understanding that this guy is a family man and he does a lot of things with his wife. So that means they're inseparable, they're friends. So that leads me to my first question. When did you meet my sister, Osaye? When did you meet Jessica?
Okay. On me now?
Yeah.
So we're going to go with her.
No, I'll ask you this one. I'll ask Jessica though, because I know she's going to have her own story. Yeah.
Are you going to go with Jessica? When did I meet her?
Yeah.
I met her in 2010. So we've been like, this is our 11th year. Yeah. This is our 11th year. I met her in 2010. I met her in 2010.
Wow.
She just appeared from somewhere, you know. Yeah. And I was like, man, this is the one. This is the one. This is the one. Yeah. I think I just finished school there. Yeah. Yeah. I think I was about going for my, no, yeah. I was about picking up my first job when I met her.
Whoa.
Yes. I just finished my service year. Yeah. And I was in town. I was job hunting. So I just saw somebody. I was like, okay. So I won't tell you where in particular.
Uh-huh.
I met her on the cloud space. How about that?
Okay, yeah.
Now you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I just saw me hi. I was like, oh, okay. So I carefully checked and saw, okay, man. And on the spot, I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to extend this conversation. I'd like to meet this person physically. So then we scheduled a meeting. I met her. And on the spot, I was like, okay, this is the one. She might be hearing this for the first time. Deep down in me, I was like, okay, this is the one. Then I still had a couple of distractions. I was young. Yeah. I came out of school, service year, everything, you know, but I said, this is the one. So when I picked up my first job, I want to take her by surprise. I got her 3 items. That was the first gift I gave to her. I think I got her a house. I remember, like a house, a toy house, signifying the home. Yeah. Then I got her some other, but the house was like the pivot of what I'm trying to do. I was like, okay, this is the one. So this is going to be my housekeeper. So when I got her that toy, deep down in me, I was making a vow to myself that, okay, this is going to be the housekeeper. And that was 10, 11 years ago.
Wow.
And
wow. You guys still look very, like, you look as if you're just starting out though. I mean, even though I was looking at your pictures.
They're just starting.
Yeah. When we were digging into you guys, we were looking at the pictures and we were like, wow, those pictures are like, yeah, those pictures are wonderful. So part of the introduction today was going to come with those razzmatazz, but we decided to just make it, we decided to just cool it off. But Jessica, right?
Yeah.
So I would like to hear your own part of the how you guys met, right? When was the first time you met Osaye? And in terms of what he said, because the couple sometimes, I'm not trying to juggle your heads now. Don't get me wrong. What I'm trying to say is that what's your own story of when you met Osaye?
Okay, like he rightly said, met okay. The thing is, I met him 2010 December precisely. Yeah, and we met on the cloud, like I said. But let me be specific right now. Actually, we met on Facebook. Actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
The cloud space.
So I think I was the one that sent him a friend request. Yeah, I did. Then we did some, just talked, said hi and all that. Then we exchanged our phone numbers. We actually met, I think 2 days later or 3 days later after the conversation. Then that's how it all started. We were friends, then we started dating. So we were friends for like 6 years. Okay, we were dating for like 6 years. Then we got married. So we've been married for 5 years now. Then 6, including the 6 years. So it's like 11 years since we've known each other. So that's it. Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna be a weird question though. I mean, so when you guys met, right? You guys would have celebrated Valentine in a very different way, right? Valentine to you would have been like a formal something that you must do, right? But as married couples, is it the same feeling you have towards Valentine's Day, which is tomorrow?
Yeah, true. That's it. For me, every day is Valentine. For my family, in my marriage, every day is Valentine. The very Valentine's Day, it's a day whereby people show love to some persons, how they see it. They see like, okay, we go out, we show love, but that's not how I see it. I see it in a different dimension. Because if you want to say you want to be happy or you want to make your spouse happy only on Valentine's Day, I think that's wrong. There should be continuous love in your home, continuous love in your relationship. It doesn't have to be a particular day. It doesn't have to be set out for that particular day before you can say, oh, okay, this is the day I have to go an extra mile for my spouse. It has to be a continuous process. So, yeah. So Valentine's Day is like a normal thing for us. It's the same way it has been since the onset. And that's how it's going to be till we grow old. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So this one is to Osaye. How do you think you guys remain friends up to now in your marriage? Because looking at you and looking at how, judging from our discussions last year, right? It was obvious that you guys are friends. If you don't know that person too well, right, you would not be so free to talk to guys that you just met for the first time about your family. You were so free about it. Yeah. Right? You were like, guys, my wife this, my wife, we did this together, we did this food for us. Yeah. So it was obvious that you guys are friends. Yeah. So how did you keep that? Or let me put it this way. From the very first day you met her up till now, right? Yeah. Do you still have the same fire? Are you guys still the same person you met the first time you met her? Right? Is the friendship growing or is it still the same?
Okay. First of all, I think after we met, we were friends for a very long time because over the years, I've been able to be, this is what has worked for me or what has worked for us. Okay. You know, there's marriage and there's friendship in marriage. You understand? So when we fight as husband and wives, it doesn't mean we are fighting as friends. You get what I'm saying? So if she offends me as my wife, she didn't offend me as my friend because originally she's my best friend. You get, because she's like my confidant. I share everything with her because I believe that's the best way to live a free and sincere life. I don't like holding burden. So it's better I let it out than to keep it in. So we could disagree about it, but best for me, it works best that way. That's why I said, first of all, she's my best friend before she's my wife, before she became my wife. So the friendship level grew over time. When you know someone and you meet with somebody, or you get to, over a couple of years, you get to meet that person, you get to see distinct attributes about a particular person, you can live your life freely without holding back. So I think over time that has developed, and even in marriage, it's even getting stronger because, how do I put it? I could be on the phone. I could be on the phone even as I'm married now with my wife for 2 hours. You get what I'm saying? So I could be walking, doing my normal daily job, and she'll be on the phone on my Bluetooth. She could be there for 2-3 hours. You get? So it's like I take her everywhere I go. I let her I let her eavesdrop on most of my conversations. I don't care about it. It's just the way I live my life. You get? So that's how far the friendship has gone. You get? So when she's at work, I'm literally there. I know where she works. I hear some of the funny conversations at work, and so this living free mentality between us has actually helped us, grow stronger, in terms of the relationship, in terms of our marriage, and in terms of everything, generally. So if there's friendship, there's marriage. And there's friendship in marriage. You see, so yeah, so there's friendship, there's marriage, and there's also friendship in marriage. So how you separate the friendship in marriage from being husband and wife matters a lot in your home. So that's
right.
So, Jess, you wanted to say something about that?
No, I said that's right. He's 100% correct.
So Jessica, so would you say that friendship, marriage, and friendship in marriage, does it have to relate? Does it have to do with the person? Right? So does it have to do with the person, the personalities of the people involved in the relationship? Or is it something that you intentionally grow to make the relationship work?
Oh, I would say it has to do with the person in particular.
Okay.
Yeah, because before you can go into a relationship, first of all, you need to know what you want in that relationship. You have to have a cordial relationship with the person. You need to know what exactly it is that you and this person share.
Yeah.
You know, the friendship needs to be 100% there. I hear my kids, right?
You can bring them on if they want to come. You can bring them on.
There you go.
You can bring them on.
okay.
All right.
It's okay. Bring them on.
It's okay.
Bobo. Hey,
So-
that's a big man.
Yeah. So it's okay.
It's okay. Yes,
So
sir.
as I was saying, the friendship needs to be there because like me, I can't before we went out, before I started dating my husband, I had to look at some certain criteria, I looked out for some certain criteria in him. Like, is this person outspoken? Is this person what I like? Does he like it? Are we in the same? Are we in the same flow? Do we do things the same way? Or is it kind of, are we in opposite direction? I just have to look out for so many things, but there are some things I wanted in my home. Does he have it? Yeah. So I feel you can't grow that friendship unless you already have the intention to do that. But when people are already close, you already know what as people are thinking alike, you have the same goal, you have the same mindset, things will go freely for you. The friendship doesn't just have to happen. It just happen on its own. It just keeps flowing. You don't just have to fake it or try to push it. Maybe your spouse likes this and you don't like it. Okay, you try to tell him, oh, this is what I want. Can you do it like this? Can you act like this? If that's his person and you cannot go against what he does or what he likes, you can't force him to do it. So it depends on you as an individual. As okay, I will take it the way it is. So for me, I feel if you want to grow it, it's okay, but it's easier if before you get into it, you should know you people are going towards the same direction. You have the same mindset. It's what I like, he likes it. So that's just what I say in friendship. Yeah.
So for this question is for two of you actually, and anybody can go first. So for young people, we understand, we see our in fact in our generation, right? We see what is happening, right? And really, so marriages that you see, marriages that people look up to, right? It's not, you don't see that out there that much for young couples, right? I hope I'm saying the right thing. So, and I don't want to relate it to the fact that this generation is actually moving too faster than themselves, right? Right. So, but what would both of you say to young people going into relationships after relationships? Basically, they're actually thinking, some of us think that in relationships we'll find our in fact, that result or that answer to that prayer that we are waiting for in relationship. Hence the reason why if we get into a particular relationship, if it's not looking like what we prayed for or what we're anticipating, because some of us don't pray actually, as young folks, it's a fast society that we live in at this moment, right? And some of us get into relationships hoping that, oh, in this relationship, I would find that which I'm looking for. And when they get into it, they don't see that, they move to the next person and they keep moving, and that becomes a problem. It becomes a pattern that other people see, because we live in the social media age where people do things and they put it up on social media, and other young folks see it and they want to emulate that same thing, thinking that that's the in thing, that's the actual thing to live by, right? So as young couples, making sure that your marriage keeps going, because I see the blissfulness in two of you, right? I see you guys live that promising lifestyle that young people want to live by, even though they don't really say it, because they feel, oh, because I want to follow some certain footsteps, then my age mate will feel, oh, you're not, be sabi guy, smart, you understand? Don't follow up. So as young couples, what would you say to other young folks that only base their standards on what they see on social media, rather than real examples like you? Anybody can go first. Okay. Anybody can go first.
Okay, so basically, we understand the age we live in, and we understand how things are moving so fast, way so fast. So the extent that when I go online, sometimes I'm scared. I'm scared because everything is not like a competition, everyone is trying to outlive the other by going the extra mile. First of all, I believe what happens in that space is not real. So how do I put it? I have this rule in my house, there is the social media and there's real life. You get, so there are some certain things you can do on social media, and there's some certain things that don't actually matter in real life. There's a whole lot of things. So you have to be able to separate social media from reality. It's completely different, you get, because that's more like a virtual space, and if you tend to copy everything you see out there, you're going to go astray. Definitely, you're going to go astray. So now, moving from one relationship to another in search for, how do I put it again? An answer doesn't work. It doesn't work it doesn't work in reality, because no human is 100%. Everybody has his or her own attributes, and we end up qualifying each other. I have 50% or I have 40%. My wife brings 60 to the table, just like an analogy. So we end up qualifying one another. So now, rather than moving from one relationship to another, why don't you put pen on paper and itemize the qualities you both have, and see where the other person can come in, where the other person is coming in short, the other person can come up strong. It's a compliment. So we used to do something like, my wife used to do stuff like, okay, why don't you write the things you think I'm not doing well? And why don't I write the things you are not doing well? And let's discuss it on paper. Yeah, we do it. We write it on paper. we still write it till date. So over it's more like now we are married, but imagine doing it as young couples who are not married. I call it the relationship check. You see, by doing that timely over time, you are checking your relationship. to see how I am not keeping up to some of the expectations I ought to bring on the table towards that relationship. So those things help instead of moving from one to another in search for the green. I don't know. Nobody has it 100%. So I don't advise moving from one relationship to another. You can actually discuss some of these things between yourself and find out how you can complement one another. So I'm not really in support of moving from one to another. So my advice is so instead of moving, you could discuss it, you could talk about it. You understand? Fine. Yeah. There are certain individuals that, how do I put it? No man is perfect. Yeah. Everybody has standards. We all have different standards we look up to. Some certain things cannot meet your standard, but like I always say, discussion, dialogue matters in relationship. Communication matters in relationship, okay? You don't just, no. You discuss it. And this discussion I'm talking about actually helps you in future if you choose to set. It will determine if you are going to settle down with that person or not. Instead of starting it, going so far and pulling out later after a lot of investment has been made. Trust me, relationship is no joke. It's no joke. I'm telling you, it's no joke. There's a lot of investment, time invested in it. It's no joke. I told my wife this, I'll be like, Daddy. I'll be like, I dare not even think of, how do I put it again? Because I tell her, I'll be like, I wonder why I see some of my friends, they keep talking about some certain things and they are married couples. I'll be like, I try to figure out behind my mind how they have the time and the energy to even think about things like that. Because marriage alone is, so that time, investment, what I mean investment, I know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about.
I understand what you're talking about.
Investment, time. So if you have those things behind your mind, and if you actually fear God, you won't even have that. You won't think about it. That's just the simple truth. We need a generation where people will say, man, I fear God. I fear God. That generation is not on social media.
So, Jessica, what do you have to say?
Okay. Like he actually said a lot of things, but what I'll just add is, for me, number one thing is God. You have to take it to God first. If you don't put God in your relationship, you are just on your own. Because anything that God is leading you through, it's definitely going to take you it's definitely going to grant you your desire at the end of it all. So if God is not in that relationship, you keep looking for different different character or different attitude from that person. If you are in a relationship with someone that has a cordial relationship with God, I don't think you will have any problem. If you love God and your spouse today or your husband today loves God as well, you guys are going to have a perfect understanding and things will go on smoothly. But for those that keep looking at social media, how social media is everything they see on social media, they want to live that lifestyle. I have to say this. Fine, we have social media, but we have real life.
Yes.
Everything you see on social media is because you just want to be on social media. People don't put their problems on social media. They only put the happy moments, the enjoyment, as in all the happy moments. That's what you see on social media. So if you want to think, my relationship has to be exactly the way this person on social media, it has to be like that. You don't know if the person had some personal problems inside the house because the person will not put it out there for you to see. So what I keep saying is this: for those young folks that are still in relationship, trying to get married, first of all, if you want to be in a relationship with somebody, the person should be God-fearing. if you have someone that's God fearing, you won't have any problems. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Bina, I'm gonna please let me jump in here a quick one. I don't want you to get me wrong, or I don't want to take this text out of context. When I say God fearing, or when I say the fear of God, because I know some people are very scriptural and some people are very religious or biblical. You know what I'm saying? So God fearing and I fear God or I love God in relationship doesn't mean when you want to sleep at night. Get me wrong, don't get me right. So when you want to sleep at night, you put on suit and tie to go to bed. You get what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean that you will tell your wife every day, I'm not the source of your happiness. God is. You get what I'm saying? So people, I don't want them to get out of context because you can be so biblical and so spiritual and these things will not still work.
Yeah, this is that's true.
Don't say God is. You don't tell your wife every day God is the source of your happiness when she's with you at home. Okay, I'm just trying to put my context.
That's a very practical, very practical example, and that has where people that are too religious and too biblical. In certain cases, some of us will be wondering, why is it that their marriages are not working the way they quote the Bible?
Yeah.
Right? What you're saying is it's not bad to be righteous and but the thing is that the reality is that you have another human being by your side and he or she has needs that you need to meet up with. Right? Yes. I've listened to so many preachers and stuff. Your wife will say, okay, fine, she wants 10,000 naira. You have 10,000 naira or 10,000, $1,000 in your pocket, right? And she says she needs this for this, right? And you have it to give to her. Instead of giving it to her, you ask her, please, let's go down on our knees and pray to God for that $1,000.
Yeah.
When you have it at the back of your pocket to give it to her. So that's a very practical example. And I could relate this to so many other things, but I don't want to go into that one now because we're not there yet. It's there for you to find couples to discuss. So basically you said something about communication when you were talking about, and Jessica said something about being God fearing, right? So like it's not like we are resounding it in the ears of folks, but how important is being God fearing in a relationship, and how important is communication in a relationship? How important is that? Does that make or mar a relationship?
Yes. So first of all, I'm not going to put one. Yeah, I'm going to talk about both of them because communication is key to every successful relationship. I'm telling you, it is key to every successful relationship. I still tell my wife every day, I'll be like, just come to me directly about this. Talk to me about this. Don't give me the cold face. I feel better when you talk to me about it than when I say hi to you in the morning, you'll be like, okay. You get that feeling. So I say, when I just sense it a little bit in me, I knew something is right, I knew something is wrong. So I feel communication is very, very important. I feel you should be able to talk to your spouse when you are unhappy about a certain situation. Don't allow it to linger too long. Don't sleep on the same bed with grudges. You get when you sleep on the same bed with grudges, it's like, how do I put it again? It's like you're breaking your vow. That's the way I see it. Don't sleep on the same bed with grudges. Don't let it cross over. You understand? Don't let it cross over. One way or the other, just find a way around. That's why the friendship still matters. You get I could just put that marriage side put the husband couple thing aside, and I could tell my wife something I know will make her happy or make her laugh. because we were once friends. We were friends before we became husband and wife. You understand? So I could dig back in the past and just tell her something I know will make her laugh. I have a lot of weapons. I know will make her laugh. So we always find a way to work it out. So communication is really, really important. You just have to know the way to communicate, know how to communicate. I'm telling you. And this communication between couples we end up passing it towards our kids. Because, as a parent, if your kids see the way you communicate, trust me, they might look so little, but they are learning things. I'm telling you, they are learning things. They are picking words from you every single day. Yeah. They pick words from me every single day. So when they see the cordial relationship or the way you communicate with their mom or you communicate with their dad at home, it keeps there. So it's like, how do I put it? You see this unity. You see this. There's this aura in the house. I don't know how to put it. There's this aura around the house that you know everything is okay. So communication is key. You know everything around the house is okay. When you are playing together. When you are dancing together. You understand? So that communication is key. It's very, very important because the kids are watching. Yeah. Always have that behind your mind. The kids are watching. No matter how little they are watching and they are picking up things. Then being God-fearing or the fear of God. Yeah, it's also very, very important. That's how that marriage is two-sided. Scriptural or biblical and the things of the world. You see, so I like to put mine that way. Because first of all, we are honoring the commandments of God. So you have to be God-fearing, put your marriage or your relationship before God all the time and pray for him to lead you and direct you. You definitely cannot do well without it. You need that also.
Yes.
Well, I spoke more on communication anyway.
Yeah. Jessica already said more on being God-fearing, but Jessica, that was because we want people to also understand that even in marriages as sweet as this, there are certain days where stuff happens, right? And it's not always as perfect as sometimes we want to make people see it, right? And that's why we're human beings, right? And there was something Osaye said that, someone, and I'm happy he brought that up because he made sure to be human when he brought that thing up, and he made sure to say you're also human, because even before you guys met, you guys had your own, you understand, life before you met and became friends and got married. So how do you deal with conflicts in marriage? Jessica, from your own angle as a woman, right? Okay. How do you deal with conflicts in a marriage?
Well, I'll give an example. How I deal with conflicts in marriages. Sometimes we are humans, like you said, and every human has its own way of dealing with stuff. Sometimes he might do something that I don't like the way he acted, because he's human. I don't just have to, I might put it in my mind for a while, like, why did he have to do that? Or why did he have to answer me like that or something? Yeah. I might just think about it for a while. Like, okay, as a human, and as a woman as well, not just human. We ladies, we need to, sometimes we say he has to be the one to come and tell me sorry first, because he was the one that was wrong. Yeah. So I would be like, okay, my own way of handling things is, I'll be like, I'm not going to talk to him for the whole of that day. I might say I want to do that, but that doesn't stop me from performing my duties as a wife or as a mother in the house. I can just go around the whole activities of the day in the house. I might say, okay, I'm not going to talk to him for the day, but talking to him is like me being friends with him. But I can ask him a question like, oh, you're going out, please help me get this from the store, or I need something in my, or I need some cash, or I need something, you know, I can ask him that. But when it comes to laughing, playing, that will be aside, because I'm still angry about the way he treated me in the morning. You understand? So, but at the end of the day, I will still think about it. Like, I won't want it to go after that day. I don't want it to pass that particular day to the next day, because I feel like it's going to be hard on me, because I'm going to be going to work the next day. It's definitely going to affect me when I go to work, because I'll be like, oh, how will I be at work without not talking with my husband? And I'll be lonely at work and all that. So I make sure we settle the issue that day, even if it's not in the morning when I'm still angry, but it doesn't exceed to the next day. I might say, okay, can we talk now? I can go meet him. Can we talk about what happened this morning? It's okay, if you're ready to talk, let's talk about it. So the children might be upstairs, we just sit downstairs. I'll say, okay, the way you talked to me this morning, I didn't like it. Then he might say, how did I talk to you? I didn't do anything. I just talked to you as you did something wrong, and I tried to approach you. I said, the approach was wrong. I didn't like the way you approached me this morning. You were a little bit rude. So I have to explain to him to see the reason why I was angry. He might not see the reason because he's the man. He might not see the reason because he felt it was right. But I will make him see the reason because I was hurt. So you need to apologize. So that's how I deal with conflicts most times. At the end of the day, we apologize to each other, and that's it. Next day, we are all okay. We are happy. So that's it.
Yeah, I saw Osaye shaking his head, but I'm not going to ask him a question now. I will still ask you. So, Jessica.
I was smiling.
I will give Osaye the chance to say something. But like, so there are some times where he does something that he doesn't even know he did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that he knew what he did, but you also have to call his attention to it.
Yeah.
To talk about it and quash whatever is happening between. So basically, you might be angry and he's not angry at you. So he could come up and say, babe, please, I have to go now. Do you have lunch? Do you have anything in the house that I can eat? He'll be acting the same way. And in your mind, you'll be like, oh, is it that this guy doesn't understand that he did me something in the morning? So, and I know things like that sometimes escalate if it's not well managed, the same way you are doing this. Yeah. So, like, what are there cases where you bring that up with him and he fails to see reason with you?
No.
So every time you bring that up with him and he would so do you think he sees reasons with you because he loves you very much, or he actually does see that reason?
I would say not because he loves me that very much. He actually saw the reason. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for me, I'm very good when it comes to talking about stuffs that you did to me. I'm very good. I will make sure I convince you and make you see the reason why you should accept the fact that you wronged me. So you have to apologize. So we do it sometimes, but you know now he's the man of the house. It's okay. They won't just tell you the sorry like that, but the way they will just you just accept it, because you as the woman, you don't have a choice. You just have to say, okay, because you have to have a good day the next day. You don't want to take it to the other day because it's going to affect you mentally and otherwise. So I just have to, because it's forever. So I will have to, it must come. That's it. The conflict must arise, but the way you handle it is what matters. So that's it.
Yeah. So, Osaye, because I like the way Jessica is saying it. Yeah, I see you're flexing your muscle now. Jessica, when you see Jessica for the first time, you would think, oh, she's very calm, you understand, very quiet, which she is actually. But what she's saying now, like, I will make sure you see reasons.
Make sure. Oh.
And you must apologize.
You must apologize.
You must apologize. So, and Osaye, I don't want to say it, but let me even say it basically.
Yeah.
Osaye has a soft spot for his wife. Right? That's
Period.
It's
Full stop.
given.
Full
It's a
stop.
given.
You understand? Full stop.
I understand that one for
Take
sure.
it.
Yeah, he didn't even need to make 2 sentences for me to understand that you have a soft spot for your wife. And I hope people listening will understand what soft spot means for someone.
Yes.
It means you get, basically, there's one thing we say in Nigeria, mumu button, right?
Yes.
Osaye's wife might just come in front of him and just smile, and Osaye will just empty his account. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
Full stop.
When they say what,
so
basically, yeah. So Osaye.
Thank you very much.
Let's say,
Thank you very much.
So let's say you're looking at Jessica's face, right? And Jessica is telling you, you did this to me at this time, at this part, 7 a.m. specifically. You said this, and when I brought it up, you just walked out of the room as if it was a normal thing for you. But in my mind, it wasn't a normal thing for me. So Osaye, when she's bringing things like that up to you, right? Just give us a picture of how you, as a man, right, relate with what when she's saying that to you. What are you looking at? Are you looking at her face, at her smile, or are you in your mind? Are you thinking, "Oh, I love this woman too much to hurt her"? What is it?
What is it?
That will make...
Okay, I'm going to go to that. I'm going to answer your question, but before I answer your question, I want to talk about. I'm going to talk around it, then I'll answer your question.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to answer your question, but I'm going to talk around your question. Okay, I'm going to answer. So now, this happens a couple of times. Definitely, conflict will always arise. But the thing is, you know, every woman pays attention to details. You understand? So I could say I'm very correct about this. Ladies pay attention to details. They could tell you the time, the hour, the seconds that thing occurred. Trust me, we are men. We have a lot of things in our head. Like, I tell my wife all the time, I'll be like, I have over 100 passwords in my head. I have dates of so many things in my head. And those are the major things I'm thinking about. And that sometimes when she tells me I wronged her or I offended her, I won't even know because I'm just moving, you get? So these things occur. And trust me, I won't blame any man out there or any husband out there that undergoes the same. Yeah, it's fair and square. It happens in every home, you get? So, but the truth is, you have to put a lot of things into consideration. Do you love your wife?
Yes.
Are you willing to take the blame for things to move on? Are you willing to take the blame for things to move on? Okay. Did you really do it? Even if you didn't do it, okay. Are you going to be okay with saying, yes, I did it for things to move on? And every man has to learn how to play politics in their home. You get what I'm saying? So
you have a manifesto?
Yeah. First of all, I'm a husband and I'm also a politician. I'm not a politician globally. I'm a politician in my home. I have to be a politician in my home to move things forward, not to allow things linger on for too long. So even if, first of all, I have to play politics. Else. Because trust me, you can't argue with a woman. You can't argue with them. They are very specific with time, dates, and facts. So okay.
And they're smart.
Very smart. Just trust me. They are ready to catch you red-handed. So I know all of that. So if I do that, I'm just going to linger. Things are just going to linger on. And so when you start exchanging words, you start saying things you don't want to say, and you're starting. So all of that should be avoided when conflicts arise. Sometimes, trust me, everybody becomes egocentric. My ego can come in play, and I'll be like, no, don't tell me that. Yeah, it happens. But on the long run, you still have to go back and be like, do I want this thing to escalate? Do I love my wife? Do I love my home? Do I want peace? You understand? So those are some of the basics you have to put into consideration. And I keep playing down this scripture in my head all the time. They'll be like, they say, husbands. They'll say, they say, husbands, love your wife. Then they'll say, wife, respect your husband. I think that's the word, yeah. So you say, husband, love your wife. Then they say, wife. Then as love the church, they'll say, wife, respect your husband. So I just put it behind me. I'm like, yeah, love your wife. I love my wife, and I'm willing to take all the blame, but things to move on. I'm telling you. So I'll just put that in my mind. I love my wife. Yeah, I love my wife. No problem. It's okay. So that's all about. So when you do that over time, it becomes a natural thing. Like, you won't even stress it. Oh, sorry. Trust me, it's difficult at the beginning, but over time it becomes easy. It becomes easier to just accept things for peace, because trust me, you want peace in your home. Your home should be your refuge. You understand? Your home should be your refuge. You want peace in your home. And trust me, it's a smart move. I call it a smart move. Anytime, any day. You want peace in your home. So always play the smart card as a man, that's it. And you'll be okay.
Yeah. So basically, a happy wife,
a happy home. A happy home. And trust me, a happy wife, a happy home gives most husbands longevity.
That's right.
I heard that from a lot of smart. In fact, when I hear that from couples, you understand, I naturally conclude that is smart. That is smart man or a smart couple. Let me generalize it so that the woman doesn't feel like. So, but what I'm saying is that when I hear that from couples, I naturally conclude that they are smart in making their decisions. Because naturally, when a woman is not happy, because I saw my father and mother, when a woman is not happy, then everything turns upside down. Everybody's affected. The kids, man, everybody's affected. So yeah. So when I hear that, I just know. Naturally, I just conclude that no, this guy is a smart guy. Right? Now, there's something about your family. I see the kid. That's how natural. Because that's how natural your family is, right? Your kids, and when people listen to this, they sense the natural way you guys is seamless. How you guys relate and how you incorporate your kids into your space. Because you can hear them, especially the little boy. We can hear him. So, and I like it like that. So how do you that's this to Jessica. So the kids started coming, right? The kids started coming maybe a year or two after marriage. Right. Now it's different from when you guys met, when you guys were friends, and when you guys were first time.
Yeah.
So when the kids started coming, what sort of pressures come with? I know children are blessings from God, but let's be factual also. What sort of pressures comes with having kids in a marriage?
A lot. A whole lot of pressure. Pressure is, is on 100.
You can feel the pressure, right?
Pressure around right now. Children are blessings from God. If we were to be married and there's no children, no kids, I'm not sure we'll be happy the way we are right now. So our happiness, our joy won't be full. So they are the reason why we are fully happy right now. The pressure is most especially when both spouse, most especially when we are working. Like my work, I'm a working mom. My husband is working too. So, getting ready, taking the kids, getting ready, waking up in the morning, fixing breakfast, lunch, and everything that the kids will take to school. The pressure is high. I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes I just feel like I want to cry. Because
yes.
Yeah.
I get you.
It's crazy. So I'm sorry for the word. It's really, sometimes I don't know, most especially in America right now, this place. I wish I was back home in Nigeria. Maybe my mom would have been helpful. But right now in America, I have no help. It's only when I want to go take my kids to the daycare because I'm going to work. So I will still have to perform my wife's duties and my mother's duties even after going to work and getting back. The pressure becomes higher when I get back from work because I have to bathe the kids, fix dinner and all that. So if not that he's helping me, my husband is so supportive. I think that's why I am. You can see me, I'm still shining. I wish, if he wasn't helping, maybe I would have looked like one 60-year-old woman right now because I know I look younger than my age, where I am right now. So I'm actually grateful for the support, though I know the kids are from both of us. He is supposed to be supporting, but I don't have to look at it like, oh, he has to, because not all men does that. But the support I get from him, it's 101. I have to say that. I know this is life, but he's really trying. That's the truth. That's why it's not so obvious. Like we have kids. People will see us outside. Are you sure you have kids? I said, I have two. I have one. It's just 2 years old. 2 years old that you're like this. You're not. I said, yeah. So that's the support I have. So that's the pressure is not so much because I have his support.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so much because I have his support. The only just because it's America, you have to do things on your own because nobody will come and help you in your house. So it's for both of us. The pressure is falling on both of us. So it's not so much because it's like a balance.
Yeah.
So it's for maybe when I'm going down, the weight has to come back and balance the scale. So it's good. It's good. It's going well. Yeah. Very soon they are going to be grown ups and will be fully relaxed. Yeah.
I would the time is fast spent. I have a lot of questions to ask you guys, but I just have a couple more to ask. I know we've actually gone past our plan for today, and because I'm actually getting into this conversation and I'm losing my mind. I'm losing the check of time. Probably I'm actually because I'm enjoying the conversation already. In fact, I feel we just got into the conversation actually.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the time is deep. The time. But
it's deep.
It's deep. Really, I'm enjoying myself. So, but let me ask. Let me just ask. Say 2 or 3 more questions, and So, Osaye, and so Jessica she was praising you, and you were like, she wasn't seeing you when you were doing that. I hope were you seeing him, Jessica? He was doing certain things at the back when you were saying those things. So it's like, what would you say? I mean, do you ever think is enough to support a woman? I mean, the support your wife said 101%, right?
Yeah.
But do you ever think the support you give her is enough? Even as a man, like you. Let me give you an example. So, like, say I don't want to make this personal because it's about two of you.
Yeah.
So the kids, both of you work, and this work part, this other part, this part of the question, this part of the conversation I'll ask in the next question. So both of you work, right? And so you understand that your wife works, because even when you come to projects that we do together, you talk about your wife. And there was an incident that happened, how you even managed it while you were talking with me on the phone. You were talking with me and you were still connecting somebody, connected. So making sure that the house runs smoothly.
Yeah.
So in doing all that, even though your wife says 101%, as a man, Osaye, even though you give your wife the much that you give her, do you ever think or do you ever feel that's enough when you give her that support? Or you think you still have more to give?
I believe I still have more to give.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe I still have more to give because I won't lie to you. Over a couple of years, as a person, I have developed. As a man, as a father, I have really developed. So I will say I see things a whole lot different now as 4 years ago. You understand? Because fatherhood really changed me in a lot of ways. So when I go to some of my colleagues' house and I see them, I'm marveled because the general mindset out there is a woman should just be, do you understand? When I mean, should be everywhere in the house. You get? To the extent that when you have events, she should be in the kitchen cooking. And you understand? So that's just the pictorial concept out there. But in this space and time of the world right now, the narrative has to change because as husbands, fathers, and as men, the house is not, they say the wife is the homemaker. Yeah, both couples are the homemaker. We both need the home.
I just learned this one.
Yeah, by putting in work. By putting in work. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong but for man to be like on a weekend, you'd be like, okay, hey babe, why don't you go do this and leave me with the kids?
Yeah.
Why don't you go do this and leave me with the kids? Do you get what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Come on.
There's nothing wrong with doing that. So we have to think of, as men, we have to think of, also have it behind our mind that taking care of the kids, it can be very exhausting from the lady's perspective. I'm telling you, regardless of what we as men think we do, they still do more for the kids. Yes, I'm being very realistic here. So we still need to give them a couple of breaks from the kids, like take it upon ourselves. So on the working parents aspect, I believe every home is designed in such a way that when you have a full-time working mom, the husband should be flexible. When you have a full-time working husband, the wife should be flexible. I'm telling you, that's the only way you can both be impactful in the life of your kids.
Yes.
I am, how do I put it? I'm so happy doing some certain runs for activities for my kids.
I'm
so happy doing it. I'm so happy doing it. Yeah, so you understand? There's this joy that it gives to you. I go drop my daughter in some certain functions, and she'll be like, when she's coming out, she'll be like, oh, that's my daddy. I'm telling you, and everybody's looking around and be like, yeah, from afar, So I'm telling you, until you experience it, you need to experience it. That's just the word. As a father and as a dad and as a husband, You need to have those real life experiences. If you have it, you understand what I'm talking about, because this is so deep. You understand what I'm talking about. So when you have those experiences, you understand what I'm talking about. So involving yourself fully in the house, activities, in the life of your kids as a man is very, very important. And never think you are doing too much, because you can still give more. As the kids grow, you can still give more. You can still give more. I'm telling you. That's why they say there's the Western culture and how do I put it again? There's a Western culture. There are a couple of things I pick up from certain cultures, like the Western culture. I pick up some habits, like, how do I put it? I used to do a lot of driving before. So when I go up, when I'm driving around, I see couples with their kids. They could go on the bike ride of whole family, full-fledged family, a husband, the wife, and the kids. They go on bike rides. I'll be like, wow, am I ever going to live this life? I see them walking their dogs, all of them skating. I see fathers teaching their daughters how to ride bikes, how to skate. I'm telling you, I see it over here. So those are the things I emulate when I see them. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to teach my daughter how to ride a bike. I'm going to teach my daughter how to skate. I'm telling you, I've done it. So I've checked on her. I taught my daughter how to ride a bike. I taught her how to skate. You see, I'm going to teach my daughter how to swim. See, all of those things, I put it in my checklist. I want to do it. And that's why I say, as your kids grow up, you still have more to do because they are growing up and there's self-realization, age is coming and all that. So don't think you are doing too much. You have a whole lot to do. You have a whole life to do it. You can never do too much. You can never do too much. So continue your wife. You can never do too much. The women also need a break, so Yes.
Yeah. So I will just ask the last question, and that would be, two of you would actually give that advice. You come from the aspect of men,
Okay.
right? Osaye would advise men, and Jessica would advise women. In terms of not just marriage now, because there are a lot of singles also watching too, both old and young, married, old and young also. So I'll start with Jessica. What would you advise young girls, young and old, either in a relationship or not, on how to make sure they build a good home for themselves and also for their family? What's your advice to them?
Okay. For women, the first thing I would say is, number one thing is for you to be very prayerful, because prayer is the key. Because there are some times when my kids, they might be sick and I've administered some medications to them. I'm not seeing any changes. You know how America is now. You don't want to take them to the hospital not because of what you think is wrong. Because you can't even see what's wrong, but you just know that they are weak. Yeah. I don't want to take them, because when you take them to the hospital, they will start diagnosing. They'll give you some diagnosis that you don't even understand, what you didn't even plan for. So I'll be like, since I've administered this medication, it's not working. The next thing is to go on my knees, pray, administer I'm a very prayerful person. I give them an anointing oil, pray for them, and they are okay. They are fine. So that's the number one thing for your home. Be prayerful as a woman. If you have any problem in your home, in your marriage, you have a problem with your husband or in-laws or anywhere, because in marriage we have in-laws problems too. It's not just your home. The problem is coming from everywhere. So all you just have to do is go on your knees, pray to God, and do your best. Just live your life and leave everything for God. Let God fight your battles. And secondly, for your home to be, always try and make your husband happy. Let the home be so peaceful, because when there's no peace in the home, even you as the wife, or as if you're in a relationship when there's no peace with your spouse, you yourself, you will not be happy. So endeavor there should be peace, happiness. Just be happy in everything, and you see your relationship go well. That's it. Thank you.
And Osaye, a final word for the guys. For us, ask people like us. You understand? Just for our life.
Love your wife, love God, love your family. Keep things internal. Keep things internal, regardless of what happens. Keep it indoors. Keep it indoors. You know, you could even you could create certain rules at home, like when I'm inside my house, I don't talk about any other person. So when I want to discuss about somebody else, we'll open the door, we'll go outside, I'll go talk about that person. But once I'm inside my house, my space, I don't talk about any other person other than us. You know, that way you shut out. You understand? You know what I'm talking about. Right? So you keep your home becomes your sanctuary. You know, you keep it indoors. You keep everything intact. You know, so don't take matters outside. Don't put your situations on social media. Don't request for don't solicit for advices from. Trust me, most of the issues you have in your home, you can solve it internally. Like I always say, pray to God, ask God for wisdom. You understand? I used to I'm scriptural. I could be very, how do I put this? Now, there's a statement I make all the time. I don't like my situations to become a prayer point. So I don't want to be used as a prayer. I don't want my situation to become a prayer point. I don't want my negative situations to be used as a prayer point. So rather than to avoid such situations, such occurrence, I keep my internal and I try to find ways to resolve it inside my house. If not, you become a prayer point. You get what I'm talking about? So you become a prayer point. If there's a man to pray, there's always a God to answer. I believe my God. This is me. This is my God. You see, we are so close to each other. I have a special way of communicating with him, and I know he answers me. So why do I have to worry about certain things? So basically, it's just ensure there's peace in your home, be prayerful, love your wife, take care of your family, and generally enjoy life. Enjoy life. I'm telling you, there's just one life. So enjoy life as couples. Enjoy yourself together. Enjoy your time together. It's very, very important you enjoy yourself. You spend quality time with one another as couples. You understand? Don't just walk, and think family is all about working and amassing so much wealth. Time is invaluable. It's how do I put it again? There's time. That time is you can't buy it nowhere. You can't buy the time you spend with your family. You can't buy it anywhere else. You understand? It's very important. Yes, it's very, very important. So spend time with your family, love your family, and that's it.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much. That brings us to the end. I wanted to ask, are you a prophet? Because you said something now. You know, I left my church to run to friends for friends' child dedication. Okay. And what the bishop was talking about was keeping things internally. In fact, when I came into that dedication, when I came into their church, what he was preaching was what you were talking about now. Some of the things you were saying was what he said. before I rushed back to come join up with this program. So I
Wow.
was going to ask if you're perfect, because you said certain things that resonated
Yeah.
from within the hour.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and you said something about spending time with family, because I know Osaye, Jessica, we know Osaye as somebody that, in fact, we were doing a project, and not that I'm actually trying to bring out, but we were doing a project, and we wanted to, you understand, as is a project, but we felt that if Osaye comes in, we'll finish that project in time. You understand? Because of his work ethic. That's one thing I respect about Osaye. His work ethic, his work and his work. Let's just get this done. So when he was saying spending time with, and I know he spends time with his family, because we'll be talking about something that he'll be telling me that he's trying to sort out an issue with family, or he's at home now. So, guy, how do you make this money now if you're at home? You understand? So and the thing is, when it comes to work, everybody respects the fact that we're going to finish this work in time because of his work ethic. Even though sometimes some of us, we have our plans, but when he comes, he has to go according to the plan, because time is money. You understand? If he has to, let him do this now so that he can go and face this another time and face his family. Right? So and now I understand why he's saying the things he's saying, because what he's saying is actually what he does. Is actually practical. So I've learned a lot from just the way he lives his life, and the way some of the things he has said now. It actually correlates. You understand? What he does outside and what he's saying now makes a lot of sense. In fact, I now understand why he does the things he does. Right? He doesn't waste time on anything. I do this, I have to do this, so that I can go home and spend this time with my family. Right? Because if you guys keep doing this, I don't have enough time with my family.
Yes.
The same money I'll collect at the end. So let me just do it and just go and do what I have to do. So yeah, you guys are a beautiful family. I respect you guys a lot.
Thank you very much.
I really do appreciate you guys finding time out of your busy schedules, because you can see the kids right around you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you guys a lot, and I thank you. Here's some nuggets on how to groom a family on this platform. Thank you so much. I really do.
Thank you very much, Alvina, for having us. Thank you so very much. Okay, have a
and guys, bye guys.
Say bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Bye. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right then.
Okay.